Hello team. Let me just scooch on in here, bear with me. I'm gonna be too far away for the microphone to work properly, aren't I? Damn it! Oh. I was meant to be filming the announcement video today for which marathon I'm gonna be doing this autumn. And I'm not filming that video yet. I hope and plan to still be making that video. But with the series of events that have unfolded, I don't feel particularly positive, motivated, or just in the right frame of mind to be able to deliver that type of video. And when we started this YouTube channel, one of the things we always said is that we would be honest and stay true to ourselves. And when I'm using we, when I say that, I'm obviously talking about me and Daniel, because those of you that don't know, we do this as a team, even though a lot of the time you only see me, he's helping me and we're working on the videos together. It's a team effort, it's a team business. I wouldn't be being true to myself if I faked it and pretended I was fine and told you how excited I am, or was, for the marathon that I am currently trying to prepare for. So what's happened? As some people say, these things come in threes. I don't know if I believe that. I would like to, because then hopefully I've had my serving of three, my starter, my main, and my dessert. I'm a realist, and I know that over the next few months, anything else could crop up, and this could just keep coming my way. But essentially, we both got COVID as we came out to Flagstaff. So that's how this training camp started, with both me and Daniel in isolation for a week until we tested negative and could integrate and start training with people and mixing with our friends out here. It's never an ideal start to a training camp, getting sick and having COVID, but if that's my sickness ticked off for the training block, great. That impacted the first week of training. You know, I couldn't do my first session, my first long run was massively cut down, and then the next couple of sessions were intentionally backed off because that's what you have to do when you get sick. And then Sunday, yesterday, for my first legit actual marathon training long run out here, I was meant to have 19 to 21 miles, and I got to around 13, 14 after doing a pretty big hill, and my right glute really seized up. Kind of ran through it, tried to get it to ease off for a couple of miles, believed that it could ease off, and then became very apparent that it was getting worse and causing kind of nerve pain, sciatica type symptoms radiating up my back and across the front of my hip, and that actually had me limping post-run, which isn't great. And I had a little cry because I just would like to really be not injured or not dealing with something, especially this early on into a block. It just doesn't bode well. But I'm seeing a physio on Wednesday, and you know, gotta stay optimistic that we can get to the bottom of it, you know, keep doing what we're doing, which is all the right things, the best that we can. And then this morning, my plan was to do my easy run and see how the glute was feeling. When I've had this issue in the past, it tends to be reactive to long, hard stuff, fast stuff, the kind of more intense side of training. So for easy runs, it tends to be okay. And that was the case for the 1.54 miles of my easy run I was able to do this morning before I hit the deck. I was on a trail coming downhill with really big rocks kind of set into the ground. Perfectly runnable, but I don't even know what happened. I must have clipped my foot or something, and it felt like I was falling for like 3 steps trying to catch myself, and ultimately I hit the ground pretty hard, have massively knocked my left shin, my right knee, my left elbow and shoulder, just a few scratches up there, and my right hand. And the left shin looks a lot worse. It looks really bad. The swelling has come down now, but it's very bruised, just very swollen. I think it's just superficial there. My right knee is very painful. I can walk, I can move it, so I'm hoping it's just superficial there as well, but it's taken quite a knock. And so, yeah, that's where I'm at. And this is sport. These things happen. Sometimes there are things that are partially within your control. Maybe fully within your control, maybe a tiny bit within your control. Getting sick. Where did I pick that up from? I have no idea. If I go back a couple of days before symptoms came up, I was in Leeds, I was doing some strength testing, I went to a doctor's appointment, I came home. Okay, I'm not intentionally mixing with anyone that I know is sick. I'm using normal hygiene, could have been avoided. No. With this glute thing yesterday, I've been doing my rehab, I did my gym on Saturday, it felt fine at the start of the run, something's pissed it off. I've not made it any worse by continuing to run on it for longer than is necessary, and hopefully it was just a flare up. Today, could I have run on the roads and not increase the risk of me tripping up on something? Yeah, I could. Equally, I could still have fallen over and tripped on a stick. I'm really glad that I had 2 friends with me out there on the trail today, and they literally scooped me up and came home with me and helped me with the first aid and icing myself. But I think I've just been very unlucky. Not reckless, not stupid, just drawing the short straw. And I don't want to fall victim to hindsight and sit here saying like, oh, I wish I could go back and run on the treadmill this morning and that wouldn't have happened, because like these things happen. It might have happened on Wednesday on a trail run or out on a Forest Service road. Unfortunately, it happens. What I never want this YouTube channel to become is a highlights reel of the good workouts, the great races, the days where it all just clicks, and you all think that I just get an easy ride and everything is without challenge, without adversity, and I'm just lucky. I'm talented, I work hard, and I get everything my way. Wouldn't that be nice? I think if that was the case, the wins you have on the good days wouldn't feel as euphoric compared to when you are sat icing both of your legs on a Monday afternoon, having canned your long run the day before and just recovered from COVID at the start of a training block where you want to be building fitness, not sitting on the couch kind of watching it slip through your fingers. And you know what else? We all have a comeback story. And I can't promise that that's what this is going to be, but I am going to try my hardest. And this is as much a promise to myself as it is to you that I will continue doing that, doing everything that I can, making good choices as best I can without a crystal ball, and showing you the realness. And sometimes that looks like, you know, a bit of a depressing video of me sat on the sofa telling you what's just happened versus, you know, taking minutes off my marathon PB. So that's the update. Hopefully the next video we release will be with some better news and an improvement from where I am now, because to be honest, it doesn't feel like it can go much further south from here. With my sensible hat on, my coach hat, my Phily from the past, who's experienced lots of things hat, who has got to the present, I know that when you're in this moment, everything feels like it can't get any worse, but you do come back from it. And there are good things waiting to happen around the corner, and it will all make sense. People make fun of me for that. I know that not everyone thinks that everything happens for a reason, and you can definitely cherry pick with that logic. But in a few weeks' time, in a few months' time, I think I'll be able to look back on this and see it within the context of everything else, and it will make sense. And I'm doing everything I can, so what more is there to do? Love the grind, as they say, because sometimes loving the grind means laying on the ground after a really hard workout when you've given your all and you feel like you're dying, but in a good way, in like a type A way. And sometimes it means sitting in the uncertainty of, will I be able to run tomorrow? And how will it feel 2 days after that, and 3 days after that, and next week? And what does this mean for my racing schedule? I don't know, but I will let you know as soon as I know. So until then, yeah.